Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. So we did a video regarding the 1830 printing and the replicas of the first edition of the Book of Mormon. Please check it out if you want to see more about the printing process and how an 1830 replica is like the original 1830 edition. One of the takeaways is that there are less than about 200 intact editions of the 1830 Book of Mormon. Most of them are in private collection, but also many of them have been placed in museums or special collection libraries. All in all, obtaining a complete copy of one is becoming harder to do as time continues onward. As mentioned, many of these 1830 printings were destroyed or went missing as the saints were persecuted when their houses and possessions were ransacked. So few of these complete editions exist, but there have been stories where damaged partial copies have been found. Often these partial copies would have the spine cut and the individual pages sold separately. These single pages are often sold at online websites and auction houses. Obtaining a single copy of the page of the Book of Mormon is less expensive than the full edition, and we'll spend a few moments going over some facts and details regarding obtaining a single page of the 1830 Book of Mormon. The 1830 Book of Mormon was printed on a large sheet of paper, folded down and trimmed into pamphlets. This resulted in the individual pages measuring about 7¼ inches by about 4½ inches wide. The 1830 edition was printed in paragraph form, no versing and very little indentation or chapter breaks. Paper deteriorates over time, and the 1830 edition is almost 200 years old. So, as a sign of age, spots occur naturally. This is called foxing and is common with old paper. Many single pages will come with or should be stored in sheet protectors. Book dealers will try to tell you to handle pages as little as possible, and when you do, it is okay to do so, providing that you have normal, clean hands. Another strategy I've heard is to get a letter or some kind of paper trail regarding the source of the page. It's not necessary to certify these pages, but it does create some validity to the individual pages, and is a clever idea to keep a history of where it came from. The most important concept to think about when obtaining an individual page is to find one that would be interesting for you. Obviously, the stories within the book of Mosiah, Alma, and Helaman might be more interesting than the Isaiah pages of 2nd Nephi. So if you choose to get a single page, it should be one that you're interested in and worth the price. So when talking about price, I'm conflicted regarding pricing of individual pages. Currently, the individual pages run from a few $100s to over $1,000. I don't think I support or endorse the higher prices. The reason is that we know the average price of a full 1830 edition Book of Mormon. Why would the sum of the individual pages be more than the complete volume? It doesn't make sense to cut the spine of a full edition because you can sell the individual pages at a higher price. So there you have some concepts regarding an individual page of the 1830 edition of the Book of Mormon. I've also seen pages offered from the 1837, the 1840, 1841 editions, so getting a page all depends on what's available and what's attractive. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to the series as I'm working on posting videos on a regular basis. If you have a special or unique edition of the Book of Mormon that you'd like reviewed on this series, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. Best wishes, everyone.